at isa po sa pinakamahalagang bahagi ng isang kumpanya ay ang Human Resources Department. Kaya naman kailangan po na ito ay epektibo at may kakayanan po nating ma-empower yung ating mga employees. Kaya naman magandang balita po ang hatid sa atin ng Ariva Events Management Incorporated kasama Mr. Bjorn Martinoff. He is the President and Senior Executive Coach, F1C International Incorporated, and Ms. Kathleen Palanya Rahimpour, may asawa na, Public Affairs and Communications Director. Good morning and welcome to Homepage.
Morning.
Good morning, Eunice.
We're going to be talking about your main event happening very soon, August 25 to 26. But before that, because you are experts in the field of HR at least, so I'll ask a few questions. Typical issues and concerns being faced by employees, and what is the proper approach by the employer to that particular problem? Usually when people leave the company, one of the main reasons why they do so is because of lack of advancement or career growth in the company. How can companies these days kind of like limit that reason from happening or from being felt by the employees?
So there's several ways you can go about it, and this is really just one of the issues. Human beings, we have emotional needs, and when they're not being fulfilled, then people are looking for other venues to get those needs fulfilled. Those needs are, am I feeling connected to my coworkers? Do I get the love that I want to feel? Because especially Filipinos, they want to go to work and feel like they're in an extended family,
exactly.
Right? They want to feel welcome there. And then, of course, they have needs for certainty, like job security, safety. Then they have needs for variety, not always doing the same thing, but really just being involved with interesting work. Yeah, and also feeling special.
Yes.
People want to feel special. And those first four I mentioned, this is what makes people happy. But there's two that have people be fulfilled, and the two are growth and contribution, like making a difference, that kind of contribution. And when people don't have that sort of fulfillment at work, and it's actually quite easy to get them engaged in that way. And it's very inspiring to people in general if they work in that kind of environment. And if they don't get that, then usually the question comes in, it's like, okay, so if I don't get what I need at work, if I'm not happy, if I'm not fulfilled, either leave or I ask for more money. What comes first is, I want more money, right? Or I want more benefits, or I want this, or I want a car, right?
That wouldn't be approved, so it's like saying, I'm just going to leave and probably resign.
Exactly, and then when they don't get that, people are going to leave eventually. That's a natural consequence.
It's not always that employees are asking for an increase in pay. So it's not always money or an extra pay that would make them happy and make them stay. You're saying, what you're talking about, these are intangibles. These are more on emotions, just giving them probably a pat at the back and saying that, hey, great job
being acknowledged, like, hey, you did a great job, Too often people are viewed as like part of the machinery, it's like, oh, here's a piece of equipment, and then when we press a button, this piece of equipment is supposed to execute a certain function. And we have to remember that we're really dealing with human beings with emotions. And they're not human doings, they're not human machines, they're human beings. And I think that's very important to remember, because when you get them engaged, when you get them aligned, when you give them the confidence they need, they're going to deliver what you're looking for from them.
Correct.
And more.
Yes. Because they're motivated and they're inspired to do so. So what is happening? What is this convention about? And how is it different from the previous conventions you've hosted in the past?
Oh, so this time we are hosting the 2011 HR and Training Congress, and we are bringing in more speakers, more international speakers, because right now everything is going global. So we don't just focus on what's happening here in the Philippines. We want to learn what's happening around the world. So this time for this Congress, for this convention that we have prepared, we have invited like Mr. Bjorn Martinoff here, and we have other speakers also coming from other countries who are willing to give their inputs and share their knowledge on how HR practitioners can improve their work and how they can help benefit the whole company.
So are we encouraging only HR practitioners,
Not
or
just
are people of different probably management fields invited as well to attend?
Everyone is invited as long as you are interested in improving yourself.
Okay.
you are invited.
And
What
I think the
particular-
other key is also to improve people. You know, if you're involved in some sort of people management, yeah, in some sort of leadership role,
Yes.
if you're a CEO of an organization,
You're a
I would
manager,
highly recommend you get yourself familiar for what makes your people tick. You know, what moves them forward, what gets them inspired, what gets them motivated. You know.
What particular topic are you discussing? Are you one? You're
yeah.
one. He's one of the speakers.
He is one
right?
of our
One of
speakers.
the teasers is there's a missing link between people development and results. You know? So
Okay.
in terms of getting ROI, you know, what is that missing link that is there and people may not know about it just yet, and we're going to really refine that, define that, go into it, and it's going to be very exciting.
Are
I'm
you
just
saying you
looking
train
forward
and you
to it.
develop them, but then later on they do not still perform the way you expect them to do so?
Yeah, there's
That
there's
happens.
something
There's something in the middle that.
It's
absolutely.
missing.
Wow, that's
It's
an
like,
interesting topic.
For example, you can give someone the skills, but then they go back to work and they don't use it.
They don't
So what's
deliver.
missing? There's something missing. There's an element missing that gets them then engaged and apply what they learned, because that's why I always say that it's like knowledge alone is worth less. This is kind of a radical statement, yeah. But so many times people, they learn something, if they understand it or not, sometimes it just sits in their mind and it doesn't get applied. You go back to work and maybe it's the structure at work that doesn't have them apply it, because
Does it allow them to?
exactly. Or it's just a lack of confidence, maybe lack of motivation, or a lack of team alignment. You know, so there could be different factors that play key roles
Or
here.
maybe it's just the wrong job for them.
It could be the wrong
It
job for them.
happens, right?
It
You
happens.
should match the skills of a person to the requirements of the job. If there's a mismatch, no matter how you train, maybe that's probably not the job for the person.
And it's not just the skills, it's also the personality.
Personality,
Yeah.
correct.
Not everybody's cut out for a sales job, for example. You know, if you have an introvert on a sales job, naturally that person's going to have a difficult time. You know, even though there's some introverts that can adapt and adjust, but most of them have a difficult time.
Kailangan maboka pag nasa sales,
Of
diba? So
course.
when is this convention happening?
It's going to be on August 25 and 26, and it will be at Crown Plaza in Ortigas. So we are inviting everyone to join us at Crown Plaza in Ortigas on August 25 and 26, the 2011 HR and Training Congress. So if they want to learn more, or if they are interested in attending, they can just call 895-8058, or they could also log in to www.ariva.com.ph and find out more about it and register.
For you, how important is it for our audience and for the people watching today to attend this 2011 HR and Training Convention, regardless whether they are HR practitioners or not?
I think it's extremely important because it's a topic that's relevant to everybody, especially if you have a business, if you have people working with you, if you want to inspire your people, if you want to get them to express their maximum potential.
Correct.
You know,
That's it.
that's it.
To
yeah.
fulfill and to be able to, to bring out that maximum potential of the person. That's what's important,
Yes.
right? All right, so once again, that's on August 25 to 26 at the Crown Plaza. For other inquiries, you may call
895-8058 or log on to www.ariva.com.ph.
Kathleen, thank you so much.
Thanks,
and
Eunice.
congratulations.
You're-
It's a little bit
thank
delayed,
you.
but congratulations.
Thank
I'm
you.
so happy for you. And thank you so much, Bjorn, for coming over and visiting us.
Thank you
here
very
at
much
homepage.
also. It's a pleasure.
Maraming salamat. Do you know that?
Maraming
Maraming salamat.
salamat. Yes, mabuhay.
Mabuhay! You're just like Paris Hilton in all her tweets. She kept saying Mabuhay Philippines.
Oh, really?
Yes. She's here. Is she still here? No, she left already. She's still here. She's still here in the Philippines.
Oh, she hasn't called me yet.
She hasn't called you?
No.
I'll tell her to call you.
Oh, please.
Mga ka-homepage, magbabalik
We
po
have
kami
mutual
agad.
friends.
Diyan lamang po kayo.
I'd like to thank Ariva, Events Management Incorporated, the answer to all your event needs.